Hi Pisces, welcome to your quantum reading. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, maybe you are dealing with a Pisces and message is really just for you. So take it however it resonates with you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are general and timeless readings. If you guys are wanting to check out any of my services, my website, my website is listed down below in the description box. Also, you can check out my Instagram. I just post more things on quantum physics and crazy things that I play around with over there. And thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing. Thanks for all the ways you've supported the channel. Let's dive in. We've got Wolf with instinct and loyalty. Some of you guys might have been kind of lone wolf, or I don't know what that is talking. Like, it could be something about even personality trait. Anytime I hear about a lone wolf, I think more Sigma. So, and that can be an archetypal development. I think you can be born into that situation in one sense, molecularly. Like, I think that personality trait molecularly gets constructed from childhood, because of whatever placement that you fell in. So it was like kind of a survival mechanism in a way. And your path, it can be, Sigma is like, don't really follow the normal way of doing things. They don't really, but they can be involved in a pack. That's what's so fascinating about the wolf. Yeah, the archetype. So if any of you guys have this spirit animal that pops up occasionally, it could be talking significantly to like certain aspects that you are taking on at this time. You have the wild goose, which is trust in the group and communication, and then we have salmon with resilience and life cycle. This is so appropriate. So isn't it interesting that we have these three together? Because there you are. Some of you guys, like, I know this is going to seem weird. Sometimes I think about when the salmon has to go up and spawn every season, like they have to go against the current to get to the place where they like hatch their world, where they lay their eggs. And so there's a lot of pushing against until it gets to that point. And I feel like you guys are in that kind of a process right now. And it's requiring you to heavily rely on your instincts because they're accurate, and you do have this integrity or loyalty to you, Pisces. And I think that's also why you've got a group energy around you, trust in the group and communication. So there could be something here where for those of you, if you have been lone wolf for a while, it might be a little tricky for you to come out of that and actually trust again or go into some kind of like group energy. It's like a little bit unfamiliar territory, and that's why I think you have to kind of trust your instincts, because like you don't divvy out your loyalty just to anyone, Pisces. You have like a deep loyalty to you. So it's not like you just hand it out very easily. But there is something very powerful about loyalty here. And maybe that's even you have a very loyal group that's connected to you, possibly. But you have like this whole situation where you're tied to others, all one. So other energies, your ability to get through this resilience and push past these obstacles and barriers that you might perceive to be in your reality at this time, others are like, you could be having to trust in other energies at this time, and yeah, trust your instincts about who you're working with, or the loyalty, you know, questioning loyalties. But it looks like you have trust in the group because it seems like there's a lot of loyalty here. We have celestial uterus. Wow, that is so crazy. I'm going to put it over by the salmon. That is really fascinating that came up because of the whole... And we have the eclipse. Okay, so eclipses could be throwing things around, and you know, things can come up from the surface, you know, come up from the shadows and be exposed. And I do want to say, whatever came up to the surface for you guys during this time, I would take it kind of serious. And there could be something here about nurturing yourself with the celestial uterus. Because some of you guys could be, you're either like, you could give birth, or you're actually moving upstream, like pushing past some resilience because you're producing something very big. And this is usually when the shadow comes up to the surface even more, because like it's almost like the devil wants to prevent you from doing something that would be very beneficial for like a large number of people. And you need to, especially this part of you, there's like these group energies, and some of you guys could be receiving a lot of communication, but you need to like trust your own instincts, even though for some of you guys, it might go against what others are like, you know, thinking is right. You just have to trust your own instincts in some particular way. Yeah, even this celestial uterus, it's a giving birth. There's something accumulating right now, and that's what I was saying. For those of you that feel whatever came out to the surface and this energy that's pushing kind of against you, that's why. Because when there are people that, like, I get you guys might be like ruffling some demon's feathers, you know, like, or what is that term? I don't freaking know. Here we go. But this is like you know how the 9 months gestation period, you need to be nurturing yourself very cautiously and carefully, Pisces, at this time. For those of you that care about this, yeah, because you're in this process of a death or rebirth. So Pluto also could be tied to this. So you're in the midst of a transformation. And for those of you, this Pluto in Aquarius could have been highly significant because the eclipse is also tied to that. So for those of you that are pretty familiar with your Pluto energy, like even geographically, you'll be seeing interconnections between those energetically. Make sense? Yeah. Wow. Seriously, not messing around. So we have the 10 of Wands, which is like releasing some kind of weight. I feel like that's at the forefront for you right now. It takes time. Every time you take action and get something moving, Pisces, it's like requiring, that's where your resilience is needed. Because you're in this process of a really significant ending. If something came up to the surface tied to Pluto energy, which could be talking about stalemates or anything about your life force, it's like, I can see here that every time you take action and put effort into letting go of something huge, you're at the brim of this awakening. So that's why you're kind of getting pushed to do this or focus on this at this time. But this is where your resilience is going to come in, because I can see how it's requiring a lot of effort. It's requiring like quite a bit of exertion of your energy to take some care of something, and you're also going through a transformation at the same exact time. So it's like the combination, because as you're doing this, for those of you, you might be focusing on, like I said, like this regeneration, the celestial uterus. There's something very powerful about that. And then you've got the death card, where it's kind of like energetically there are aspects of yourself that are falling away, similar to like a snake skin, right? You're like peeling away a layer of yourself, and your body needs so much energy to go through that. And this is what will happen. You have the 10 of Pentacles, so actually money looks really freaking good for those of you that are, maybe this is even an increase that could be coming. Yeah, you have the 7 of Swords. That's some kind of opposing energy. I also feel if you're feeling energetically drained, that's partially why, because you might have an energy that's kind of pulling at you in very strategic and particular ways. And I want to say this, for those of you this Mercury retrograde, whatever popped up for you during the first week, if you can kind of backtrack to the pre-shadow or the first week, it's going to come back around like for one last go. And then there's like trickles of it during the post-shadow. That's what I see every time. So whatever your lessons were, whatever came up around like communications or things like that, that will come around again, and that will be individual for all of you. But you might already, I feel like you already have a heads up. So you kind of are aware of what the lesson was. And so you've been doing all this stuff to kind of work with your own body and your own energy so that you're kind of more prepared mentally to come into this again. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Ooh, I don't know how to feel about that. Wow. OMG. Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles. There you are. Like, seriously, sometimes I get the sense that you don't always know what to do. Like, the Two of Pentacles it's just like a lot of constant decisions that you have to make back and forth. And so this is why it's going to be worth it, because you have the Two of Cups as the ending. That's why. So it's like, for some of you guys, there actually could be this powerful, like you're coming together with someone, and it's almost like you've almost had to work really hard for this connection, Pisces. Because like for you to come together energetically with another person, it's like all of this stuff has to energetically align for the both of you. So I wouldn't even be surprised too. Like, this is a really powerful reading. There's an energy that keeps wanting to kind of strategize or get in the way, but the other side of this also too, Pisces, could be kind of a runoff a little bit of last week's reading where it's like, keep it on the DL, because I do think something pretty powerful is coming in. For those of you, you might receive some kind of offer or something, and it looks like it would elevate you or possibly bring in much more stability. It would be like the next level for you, and it looks like it's coming in. But there's another thing over here where you have to like put a lot of energy and attention of getting rid of stuff. Like, maybe this is typical like spring cleaning, or you're like trying like getting rid of all these little things. Because the Seven of Pentacles is just like little task-oriented stuff, and it's very much action-oriented, or it's just like, it's much more grounded in the practical. So you're not, it's like, this is what's going on at the very top of it. But it's like, there's some things that you need to really let go of, because it's almost like on a cellular or a psychological level, it really is affecting you, and it's getting in the way of like this other thing that's trying to come in. Like, this is pretty crazy the way that this is one of those readings. I'm trying to think of, like, I can feel it energetically. I'm such a Pisces in this way. Like, I can feel where I have heard this story before, but it's almost like this type of connection, this Two of Cups, it's almost like there is a lot of things that are preventing you and another energy from coming together. There's a lot. It could be out of jealousy, or it could be, you know, I don't know who the heck is like your opposing energy, but you have this powerful union. And you know how I was talking about at the beginning, you're interconnected with others. Everyone is all one. So it's like when you're able to push past this resistance and energetically do this thing. For those of you too, that's why there's all this shadow energy, because when you come into this particular connection, like it's going to be pretty, it'll feel worth it, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. But the other side I was getting at, what was I going to say? Dang. It was really important. Dang it, what was it? Oh, okay. one part of that I was picking up on is that you might have some energies surrounding you that when people kind of know that you're on this path, or you've met a particular person, because it looks like you're coming together with someone. I don't know who that is or what it looks like. It just looks like you have a lot going on and you have a lot to take care of and get rid of. And your awakening is coming in layers, Pisces. That's why this is all, like, the amount of effort every day that you put into shedding stuff, you keep coming in, like, a part of you keeps waking up, or you can get rid of, I don't know how to say this, but it's like, it's all this connection psychologically. So each day is a different day as far as this other version that you come into in yourself, where you're like, there's a lot of shedding of not only emotions, but there's just like a significant connection between everything that you do. And the grounded and the practicality is very integrated into the shedding of these layers. But dang, I cannot remember. There's almost like this, you have some energies that would, like, there are people around you that haven't moved in the same direction as you, Pisces, or made the same kind of choices. And those are the ones that they're like trying to avoid on the compassionate side of things. There are people that are in your vicinity that want to avoid feeling the feelings that they know are going to come when they see you emotionally connected or fulfilled. Like, isn't that interesting about humans? Because you know how you can see someone, like an ex or someone with someone, and you know that they're really not emotionally fulfilled. They're just running the same pattern. You've fallen out of that pattern. And it could be too because of this lone wolf process, like you're very comfortable with being on your own in some particular way, but that will not be the case soon for some of you guys, because it looks like you are, dare I say, coming into some kind of union, but the celestial uterus is talking about like that gestation. You need to really be conscious of your transformation and what you put into your body at this time. Be very aware of it, because anytime you go through this self-deception, there's a karmic energy tied to that. But just do know that, again, going back to that first message, whatever transpired around the first week of Mercury retrograde, that's going to come in again in some particular way. So just have a heads up and be honest with yourself about what affects your energy, because celestial uterus is about being very conscious. You know how when I have not done this, but I came across a video on Instagram of this girl, and I saved it because it was so emotional and powerful, but she was like really emotionally upset because she couldn't get pregnant, her and her partner, and they were like holding each other. And I was reading the comments and people were so amazing. Like, there were some women that were like, okay, you need to cut out everyone in your life. You need to eat this and that. You need to do this and that. And that's this kind of process, because it's not even necessarily about you're giving birth to a baby. There could be something even bigger being birthed, and you're in this process, and it's like you won't be able to see a lot of it until you shed a lot of layers. Because I think that you're kind of getting glimpses here and there of what you're about to step into, and it's kind of big. Like, it really is kind of big. So whatever could be pushing, like kind of pressuring you or pushing you in this transformation direction, it could be connected to health and stuff. So it's like, really take those things serious, especially what came up around the eclipse, because that can show some shadow energies. You know, like it to me, eclipses are holographic projections that come out within human connections. So who you are entangled with at this time, whoever like kind of popped up in your reality, That's what you need to be focusing on with your transformation. Okay, my loves, let me dive into the extended. If you guys want to join me over there, feel free. Go down below, click on the Vimeo link, see it over there. But Pisces, if this is where we leave things, sending you so much love, wishing you all the very best. See you in your next reading. Take care.